Hello fellow muddlers, Bruce here. Well, this is the third time in about 2 weeks that I have felt the need to create a cardboard mock-up of a kit that I want to install on the upper deck, the Slate Run Railroad that I'm working on right now. And although, and I've said this before in the videos on one of the other mock-ups, I don't need to build the kit right now. I do need to know how it's going to interact with the scenery so I can finish up the scenery and then build the kit somewhat at my leisure. The first kit that I did was the, let's see, what was the first one? I know the second one was Campbell's pump house, which I needed to just see whether it overpowered the scene or not. The first one was actually Campbell grist mill, again because I need to, it has to interact with the mountain behind it where the flume comes down, and it needs to interact with the stream bed underneath the covered bridge. So again, I needed to mock that up. And this one, actually Campbell has a kit for this. I'm just probably not going to build the Campbell kit. This is the Idaho Springs Mine Kit. And let's see if I can show you. This is the Campbell version of it. And get that into the screen. Now, maybe you can see why I might have to do a mock-up. Coming out the backside, I'll call it, of the mine building, you see they have a little set of tracks going into the mine, into the mountain. So I have to make sure that I get the mountain high enough to feed that and deep enough to make it realistic. And then over here, there's like a queen post bridge that goes over the tracks. And this is the dump for the surplus garbage they're getting out of the mine. So I think you can see why something like this you need to just see how it's going to interact with the scenery before you build the scenery. So this is the Campbell version. And Timberline also had, let's see if that'll focus, the Idaho Springs Mine. And if you take a look at the photo they put in, you see pretty much the same thing. Coming out the backside, you know, you have this little trestle that goes into the mine in the mountain, and then you have this trestle here going over double tracks, and this right in the very corner is the pile of the slummed, it's not, yeah, there is a proper name for it, but let's just call it the tailings out of the mine. So it's like a two-story building, and so I didn't spend a lot of time on this one. I used heavier cardboard for the walls, and this is the side going toward the mountain. I just showed the height of that little trestle coming out, and this way I can put it in front of my backdrop and see, you know, how high the mountain has to be, and I can picture two sets of tracks coming out this side, and it just gives me something to play with before I get the scenery too far. So let's go over to the layout, and I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking of doing here. See you over there. Okay, this is somewhat where I'm thinking of placing the Idaho Springs Mine. And again, this is going to be the trestle coming out the back, going into the mountain and into the mine. And that shows me how high that trestle is going to be. So if I made the mountain even up to about here and had it protrude out, 2 inches, I think that would be enough to give it the idea of what it's supposed to be. Let's put it that way. Then coming off of the front of the mine, you have that other trestle that goes, it's actually for loading hopper cars underneath it there, a double track. And, it comes out to about here. Can't interfere with this slope here, where I have my hand, because that's the line coming off of the peninsula by the engine servicing facility, so it has to remain behind that. And I thought what I would do is just make it, the tracks are just going to be a scenery effect. They're not going to connect to anything. They're going to disappear under this mountain and come out and come under here, and I'll have, two stops on there, probably made out of wood, and position almost permanently a couple of hopper cars underneath there. Okay, a couple days later, kind of have the foam mountain cut out and positioned behind where I think the mine is going to go, and it's going to blend over here. I just have some weights here, but right where that box is where the grist mill will go, and the mountain tapers off behind there to the cut that goes under the covered bridge. So yeah, I even over here now have roughed in an opening for the mine, and of course there's going to be foliage on the front. I'll do some kind of treatment similar to what I did down here on the mountain, and with some rock exposed. I'll frame out around the mine with timbers, and of course with the mine in place and that trestle going into the mine, somewhat like that. You won't see too much of what's back there. Double tracks here, still warming up to the idea of them disappearing under that piece of half-inch foam. Of course, I will not let the foam come out here at right angles and go there. You just don't have that in nature, so I'll sculpt that a bit and put some scenic treatment underneath there. Maybe some rock casting against the backdrop there, and yeah, it'll work, and the tracks will disappear in there. And to just give you an idea of where this is in relationship to other things you've seen me working on, there's the view block, the center part of the view block there, and the cut for the, let me just move this a minute, the cut for the, to get back to the tunnel, that's progressing. And again, on that half-inch foam is where the 2 oil wells will be, with some ancillary buildings, maybe some company housing, etc. And so, work is progressing. And I've put a first coat of my ground paint on that mountain there, and even on this ramp that will have some cork on top and go out onto the peninsula. So little by little, getting some work done this summer. Just came in from mowing the lawn and taking down the deer fence that goes around our arborvitae trees. So splitting the day between working outside and getting a little bit done each day on the layout. Alrighty, that's it for the mine until you see me actually build the structure, and I'll do a build on that, and we'll see how it all fits in there. A couple other smaller buildings I'll put around it, filling in probably this area in here with things that are related to the mine. Something like maybe this, I have other ones too, dynamite shed and a few other things. So it'll be a little mini scene. Well, I think that'll be it as far as the positioning and my ideas for the Idaho Springs mine, which apparently I like so much that I bought 2 kits of the mine from 2 different vendors. And you'll see me come back to work on that when I actually build the mine structure. So yeah, we'll be talking again soon. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Talk to you again soon.